Okay, before I put in 4 photos here, I gotta know kind of where they need to go. So I'm gonna scroll down here to one that is done, and I'm gonna click right here, shift click right there, and I'm gonna say edit, copy. Now I can scroll back up. I'll click right here on this page and say edit, paste in place. So at least I know I have this space right up above to work on this. Okay, so I'm going to click on the top layer, and now I'm going to hit Command D for a document. Okay, I'm going to come back down to my roster page here, and I want to go to Beachhead, and I have these 4 photos. Okay, so I'm going to select all 4, click open, and all I'm going to do is not even move my cursor. I'm going to go click, 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 click. So they're pretty much just stacked right on top of each other. You can see it right here if I move them around. I've got 4 photos. Okay, but if I selected those 4, now that I moved them around, I can go to Window, Object and Layout, and Align. And I'll just put them centered on top of each other, centered vertically. There we go. And I kind of like that. Maybe I'll hit the left arrow key just to nudge those back a little bit so they're kind of in line with the file card. Let's see if I did that on the other ones. Okay, it's kind of in line with the curve. So I kind of want to do the same thing here. Just go across all 4, hit the right arrow key. Right about there is good. Okay, I got 4 photos here. But I want to make sure that the next page has the same photos in the exact same location. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to separate these for a minute. I'm going to click and drag with my shift key, click and drag, click and drag. So I can kind of see there's 4 separate photos here. I'm going to select those 4, edit, copy. Now I'm going to scroll down to the next page, click, edit, paste in place. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the next page. Click, edit, paste in place. And the final page right here, click, edit, paste in place. Okay, now it's just a matter of going back and switching out my photos, kind of like what I did with the file cards. I know these 4 are good because that's the one I started with. Now I need to do the 4 photos for Duke. So I'm just going to click right here, Command D for a document, and I'll go down to Duke, click number 1, open, click the second photo that's kind of tucked underneath, Command D, take picture 2. Click the third photo, Command D, we'll pick picture 3. And I'm just switching out graphics, Command D for picture 4. There we go. All right, those 4 are good. They've been switched out. Now let's do this for Flint. So I'm going to click on the top photo, Command D. I hate that that keeps coming over there. Let's go to my roster page and Flint, picture number 1, open. Click the second one that's tucked behind, Command D, picture number 2, open. Click the third photo that's tucked behind, Command D, take picture number 3. And we'll click the bottom photo, Command D, Flint, and we'll open that. So now I've switched out those 4. Let's scroll down. Again, Gung Ho is the last one we got to do, but you get the idea. I'm just repeating this process over and over. Click, Command D for a document, and let's go down to our job folder to Gung Ho. Click on File 1, open it, so we switch out the graphic. Click the one tucked behind, Command D, Gung Ho number 2. click the one tucked behind that, the third picture, Command D, there's my third picture. And we'll click on the bottom one tucked underneath, Command D for a document, and we'll take the final one. All right, good. So now I got all these pictures kind of scattered amongst themselves, and I want to move them all back so they all line up. So I'm going to start right here. Select these four, click the left align. So now they're all stacked right on top of each other. I'm going to come in and clean up all these messes. Select these four, left align. Select these four, left align. And I'll select these four, left aligned. Okay, the only other thing I forgot is the buttons. Remember, I want these buttons on every page. So I'm going to click, shift click, edit, copy. Now I'm going to scroll back up, click on this page right underneath my photos right there, click, paste in place. Scroll back up, click right underneath the photo so I'm on this page, edit, paste in place, scroll back up, click right underneath the photos, edit, paste in place. And I already did that on this first one. So now the problem is I've got buttons, but they're not going to work yet. I need to add the interactivity to these buttons. But in order to do that, I need to make my photos something called an object state. So these buttons can click through the photo so it can find the one underneath, the three that are underneath. I need to make an object state in order to make these buttons work for that object state. And I'm going to do object states in the next tutorial.